Come on in. We are just kicking off the live stream. So I want you all to get in here, get comfortable. I see people are already in the chat. I love it. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Good middle of the night, if that's where you happen to be. Go ahead and let's all get situated. Let's get started. The first thing that we want to do before we kick off the chat, kick off the slides, is getting the chat running. So some of you are maybe new to watching a live stream on YouTube. You can comment live just as any other day. So make sure that you use that comment section. We're going to be chatting. We can meet each other. We can talk. We can ask questions. We can do whatever we like. I get to show things up on the screen, which is fun. Hey, Michelle. Stacy's in the house in the Quad Cities. Welcome, welcome. Go ahead and drop in where you are, where you're tuning in from today. Where in the world are you? What do you see outside your window? Sometimes I ask in our member community, what's the weather like? What does it look like out there? Let us know. Let us know. It's always so fun to see how international we can get and how many really cool views we can get. So Heather, thrilled that you're here in New Jersey. Burr. I'm feeling that hard. It is cold here in Boston. We've got Ngozi in London. We've got Bianca in the DC area. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. So let's, as everyone gets situated and as you all sit down and kind of get started, let's kick this off a little bit. I want to give you a bit of an intro. So if some of you are kind of like, who is this lady and what is she doing and why is she so excited? Let me take a minute to introduce myself. So I'm going to put up some slides on the screen. Today, we are talking all about Google and how to get discovered on it. If this is your first time coming to a Wanderful live stream, welcome. I want to give you a chance to learn a little bit more about us and what we do. If you are a longtime Wanderful fan or one of our members, welcome back. It's always so great to see you. I'm thrilled to be here. What a good day for a webinar. I think we're like at the end of the week. Everyone's ready for the weekend to start. Let's do some learning. Let's do some connection. Let's have some fun. My name, if you don't know me, is Beth. I'm the founder and CEO of an international women's travel community called Wanderful. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Wanderful is my life's work. It's something that I've been doing since I left my job in 2014 and went full-time with it. I'm also a published author. I wrote this book called Wander Woman that happens to be right behind me, which is a solo travel guide and manifesto. It's also a good holiday book. I hate to be like such a salesperson right now, but it really is. The Wanderful community is something that has grown from a love of travel and being out there in the world and making meaningful connections with people. It started as a travel blog in 2009, and today we do so much more than that. We really try to advocate for a better industry for women and to really change the face of travel. You know, when I first started it, I experienced what I think a lot of women experience when they first go abroad is just this surprise at what our experiences are actually like and how it changes in every country that we visit. And so me and my 23-year-old self, I had just started writing about my experiences, turned that into an online magazine. That online magazine became what Wanderful is today, which is an international community of women travelers and travel content creators on a mission to make travel better for women worldwide. And we do all sorts of fun stuff. We have an online member community. We go on trips together. We have a really cool festival that we run called Wanderfest. And we also run a number of things for content creators and small business owners and entrepreneurs to really build their business. Because what we've also found is that women have so many unique experiences in travel, but the reality is that we totally dominate travel. We run 85% of the consumer purchasing decisions. We run so many of the businesses. We make so much impact on the industry itself, and yet we're really underrepresented. And so what we want to do is not just help women get out there and travel, but also help women build meaningful businesses and lifestyles and amplify their voices. And so we have a huge creator network. We do a lot to support women as they build their entrepreneurial careers. And of course, I have to shout out our most wonderful favorite event, which comes around every year. You may have heard of it before. It's the WITS Travel Creator Summit. We've been running it for 11 years now. Next year, we'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is the world's largest gathering of women travel creators. We come together for workshops, keynotes. We have an amazing opening party. the Bessie Awards, which honors women of impact in travel, pre and post experience FAMs and day tours. You can really go and visit. We always go to a different city every year. If you haven't been to WITS before, people have described it as a family reunion, as a big hug, just as a really incredible gathering of some of the brightest minds in travel media and content creation in our industry. And I hope you all can come along. I'm going to take a pause because I'm seeing so many more comments that are coming in. So thank you all for being so participatory, so involved. Carolyn's here in Maryland. We've got Chelsea here is checking in from Chicago. We've got Roxy in Florida, sunny and 66. I'll take 66 right now. Elise is in Austin, also in the 60s over there. Love the Wonder Woman placement. It's so funny. I don't even do it on purpose. And then I look and I realize that I do. I'm like, well, here we are. Kelly's in Boston. Hey, Kelly from around the corner in Boston. We've got Mark in Los Angeles. We've got Houston in the house. Tampa Bay. I can't even keep up. There's so many. This is so fantastic. I also saw Helsinki, Finland in here where it is dark. I 100% feel that. And I can only imagine. I mean, in Boston, it's dark. In Finland, it's got to be feeling really dark. So great. I'm glad to see you all in here. Come and continue to be here with us. U.S. Virgin Islands also in the house. Absolutely fantastic. If you are, and I know you're going to love this live stream, but also if you want more, we do stuff like this all the time in the Wanderful member community. So shout out if you're a member, drop in the comments. We love having you. We have a whole online space for travel content creators. We also have a traveler membership and an entrepreneur membership. And our goal, as I kind of talked about earlier with the overall mission of Wanderful, is helping support and amplify women in travel, creators, and entrepreneurs. So our creator membership does that. We have regular masterminds and workshops. We have a gig and opportunity board where we help each other find brand partnerships and opportunities and affiliate programs. We have local hubs that gather in person. And then everyone who's a Wanderful member gets a discount to WITS. So definitely come check us out. This is just one of a few of the many things that you can do in the Wanderful community. You'll also get an email follow-up after this with some more information about our community and how to stay involved. But I'm really thrilled to be able to create a space where we are giving you a chance to look under the hood of some of our most powerful businesses out there. And today it's going to be Google. We're really excited to have them. It's going to be so much fun. Last thing is just giving you a quick overview of what's coming up in the member hub. So you can see some of the things that are happening. On the left-hand side, you'll see some of our upcoming creator events. In just a few days, we're doing our sponsorship pitching mastermind. That's actually when we dig into we do workshopping for pitches. So if somebody is in the process of pitching a brand and they want some feedback, we have a mastermind where we'll basically dig in through it with you and help you build it. And people have gotten some really great paid opportunities from that. We also have a blogging mastermind that we're hosting on December 17th. There's an affiliate mastermind on the 18th. And then the traveler community, there's a midlife mid-month travel meetup happening in 3 days, our solo traveler meetup. And then we're doing a nice toast to the year on December 20th so that we can all reflect and connect and just be in community together. So it's a lot of fun, a lot going on. We hope to see so much more of you. And those who are back and here and participating, it's great to have you. Now, enough about me. This is not why you're here. You are here to learn all about how to get discovered on Google. And to do that, we have an amazing special guest who's joining us. I want to sing her praises and brag a little bit about her. And then we'll bring her on the screen. She'll do a really fantastic presentation. If we have time, we'll throw in some Q&A, but feel free to drop your questions in throughout the presentation because we can see that in the chat. But let me bring to the front Farah Shirzadi. She's a strategic partner development manager focused on creator partnerships on the Google Search and Gemini team. She supports products that help people plan and dream locally, where to go, what to do, and what to eat. Previously at Target building brands, Farah now helps users build memorable life moments. She loves living in San Francisco, and during her off hours, she enjoys live music, swimming, and feeding friends after a farmer's market run. I love that. I'm coming to your house for dinner tonight. Farah, I'm going to bring you in here and welcome you to the screen. Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thank you so much, Beth. Happy to be here.
I'm thrilled to hear all of your tips and tricks. I know when we first announced this, it was, I didn't lose you. I just can't control my own screen. I was just going to say, when we first announced this webinar, we got so much excitement in our member community. People were like, I can't sign up for this faster. And I think it's because this is a topic that, it changes as the internet evolves, but it's also so important for just long-term sustainability, long-term viability as a creator. And I know that Google's been cooking up some cool stuff, so I can't wait to learn more about it.
That we have. We'll definitely talk about the evolution. We'll talk about some new stuff. So I'm excited to be here and jump right in.
Fantastic. So I'm going to put your slides on the screen.
Thanks.
I'll disappear, but you know that I'll be here if you need anything.
Thanks.
And you guys can all have some fun.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay, well, thanks again. Beth's energy is just electric. I love working with her, so I'm really excited to be with all of you today. Thanks for joining in from around the world. Helsinki, Finland. I've been there before and had an amazing time. See a bunch of other cities that I love, Boston, Chicago, but enough about that. Let's jump in and get started. So I know Beth gave me a beautiful introduction. I was blushing behind the camera, but let me, before we jump into the business side, give a little bit more on the personal side. So as Beth said, I'm Farah Shirzadi. I work on the Google Search and Gemini partnerships team, and specifically on the team that builds travel and local products on search. And so what that means is the team I support builds products you may know and love, like Google Flights, Google Hotels, things to do on search, features for restaurants like reserving a table and order pickup. The partners that help run those organic features like Delta and OpenTable are managed by my colleagues. And the area I focus on is how we're bringing creator voices like yours onto search and into our AI experiences. So my partners are travel creators like yourselves. Like Beth mentioned, I live and work in San Francisco, where it's sunny and like 50 degrees right now. But I'm originally from the Midwest, so I am thrilled to be out of the freezing cold. Although I do miss the Midwest, where there are abundance of car washes. Really, there's not that many in San Francisco. And the cheese curds. When I went to school in Wisconsin, I love cheese curds. So this is what we're going to go over today. I'm going to talk about what we're cooking up on Google Search in the general sense, and then more specifically, how we're building for local and travel experiences, like where to go in a city, visual content, mainly short form video. When we talk about visual content, I know a lot of you, Beth included, started as, travel bloggers, but we're going to talk today mainly about video, and then also how we're helping amplify merchants to really highlight businesses in communities that we live in and visit. Like Beth said, maybe a lot of you are business owners yourselves, so hopefully there's a couple tips at the end for you. So let's go back to the beginning. Over Google's 27 years, the company really has evolved, but search, of course, has always been true to our core. Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And that mission couldn't be more true today. No matter if it was 2006 when we introduced Google Trends, or today with AI overviews and Gemini, users know to come to Google to get all of the information they need and make the decisions and explore. And a part of this evolution, of course, became more rich content. Rich content became increasingly important. You may not know, or you may do, that the creation of Google Images was inspired by J.Lo. Yep, Jennifer Lopez, and the famous jungle print Versace dress that she wore to the Grammys in February of 2000. That dress was the 2000s version of going viral, and seemingly overnight, the dress became a fashion legend, as well as the most popular search query Google had seen at the time. So back in 2000, search results were just still a list of blue links. So when the search team realized they weren't able to directly surface the results that people wanted, a picture of J.Lo in the dress, they were inspired to create Google Images. I just love telling this story because it just showcases like how much Google evolves and really follows the trends. And we know the trends are really moving quickly these days. We've really come a long way since then, of course. Search is used all around the world, all the time. 2 billion searches is really almost unfathomable. It shows really that everyone's using Google for everything. But for us, that number matters even more. Within that is the local search intents. So within that, nearly half of Google searches have a local focus, like best coffee shop near me or where to go tonight. People are turning to Google when they're somewhere and they need something kind of immediately. So that's where we want to be the most helpful. And with that evolution, search really has been evolving, and AI, of course, is giving search some major superpowers. So people are loving what search can do. They're searching more naturally and searching more and more satisfied. So as people's search habits continue to evolve, like they did with the Google Images, the new AI experiences are making search more intelligent, agentic, and personalized. With these new experiences, overall, total organic click volume from Google search to websites has really been stable, but average click quality has really increased. So the search is sending slightly more qualified clicks to websites than we had been in the past. So let's look at this first one of visual search. Using, your phone's camera, you can easily search what you see. Lens searches grew 65% year over year with more than 100 billion visual searches already. And 1 in every 5 Lens searches has a commercial intent. So Google Lens is one of my personal favorites. I was at a Noah Khan concert in May and loved the outfit he was wearing. And so during the show, I took a picture and found the jacket he was wearing, and within 10 minutes decided to buy it, and my order was confirmed. So I am a huge Google Lens commercial intent user, and it really has helped me out. So next, AI Overviews brings the helpfulness of AI into the main search experience. AI Overviews has more than 1.5 billion users in more than 200 countries and territories every month. So this means that Google Search is bringing generative AI to more people than any other product in the world. People who use AI Overviews are more satisfied and search more, asking new types of questions. This creates more opportunities for businesses, creators, and publishers, and more quality opportunities. When people click from search results page with an AI Overviews, these clicks are higher quality for websites, meaning that users are more likely to spend more time on the sites they visit. And then lastly, I'll touch on AI mode on this slide. It's a total reimagining of search. It takes full advantage of Gemini's advanced capabilities, expanding what AI Overviews can do with more advanced reasoning and multimodal capabilities. So you can get help even with your toughest questions. People are using AI mode to help with exploratory and open-ended questions, along with more complicated tasks. Early testers of AI mode are asking much longer queries, like 2 to 3 times the length of a traditional search. You'll find it as a new tab directly in search or right from your search bar. And some of the new travel-specific AI features that we've recently launched include a new feature in AI mode, including the beloved map. So we know how important and critical map contextualization is to many travel queries. And so now, as you're discovering where to go or where to eat, you can also see it in relation to the other places you have planned. And excitedly, I'm sure many of you who love Google Flights as much as I do, the recent launch of our AI flight steals tool was really one to celebrate. So here we took a more human lens to help travelers discover surprising new destinations and really chase value for their money. So now you can ask AI flight deals to help you early in your vacation planning to find a great place to go at a great price. And so as I mentioned at the beginning, and what you can see, I specifically work on travel and local search. So how all the features and newness that you can find at Google apply to the local or a traveler. So, and although I know many of you focus on travel creation, the line between local and traveler are becoming increasingly blurred. A couple of years ago, I heard the term trocal for the first time at a conference in London, and it's used to describe travelers who want to live like locals. So knowing these users have similar intents, we are building new experiences for anyone in the community, whether they're flying in or fully rooted. And that's why I'm here today, since the trocal mentality aligns well with the type of content many of you, as part of the Wanderful community, create. I see you sharing not only the destinations you're visiting, but also exploring neighborhood favorites and unique local spots along the way. That street festival or your favorite barbecue dish, hopefully, showcases something new and exciting. And hopefully by the end of this presentation, you'll see how your unique perspective is being amplified for users on Google. We want you to continue to create the content that you're already doing, knowing that you bring that trocal perspective. It really makes a big impact on travelers and the local community as people look for what to do and where to go from trusted voices. So what do those travel and local queries actually look like? What does it mean? You can see here, and I spoke to before, queries are becoming more complicated. So in that Google evolution, we have become accustomed to longer requests. You can see on the screen, we've expanded beyond just, what to do in Nashville to something more hyper-specific. This query isn't one of my own, but honestly could be. As a foodie with a friend group that loves to explore, we've been looking for content, from someone who relates and really knows the best. And we are focused on the efforts to inspire and connect users in meaningful ways. So there are 3 kind of key areas to enhance the user search experience and make content more discoverable and actionable on Google that we're working on and that I'll talk through today. First is discovering new experiences. Second is visual content. Like I said, mainly we'll talk short form video, and then also amplifying those merchant voices. So let's dive deeper into these focus areas. So discovering new experiences. This is how we're helping locals and travelers discover what to see, do, and experience new things nearby. Something we've touched on, but I'll go deeper. So why do we want to help locals find and explore things to do in their own city and their own neighborhood? Well, research says that an average person is local for close to 50 weeks out of the year. So most people just homebodies without unlimited PTO and unfortunately cannot travel for a living like many of you. But moreover, 9 of 10 travelers want to live like a local when they're traveling, really that trocal lifestyle. So building for locals also helps us better solve for travelers. We are building experiences powered by fresh, relevant, and dynamic content for users searching near their home. We're making it easier for locals to discover and explore local places of interest like parks, spas, fairs, hidden gem places, restaurants, and upcoming events in their city. Last year, we launched Neighborhoods on Search. Now for cities across the globe, the unique neighborhoods are discoverable and users can find things to do and places to stay within that specific area. I know in San Francisco, the neighborhoods have totally distinct personalities, making this feature very useful for someone visiting for the first time or deciding where to move. Highlighting your favorite places in a neighborhood is a great content idea and videos I personally love to consume. Like, what is the different vibe of the different neighborhoods? Additionally, users can also now discover upcoming events in their city or neighborhood when searching for things to do in their region. The query on the screen is events in Austin. And for just an example, once a user decides on an event that interests them, we're also surfacing ticketing information and useful perspectives to drive user action. You can see on the far right a screenshot that showcases how someone may find out about the Texas Craft Brewers Festival, which with highlights from the host organization, the tourism board, Visit Austin, including a video about what to expect at the festival would be an awesome addition. Or if you've been in the past, kind of a recap also would be great. And as search becomes more specific, we are launching experiences for what to do this weekend. Maybe you're at home or in a city you don't know and want to consider, searching things to do in San Francisco on Friday. It gives you inspiration and actionability for events, activities, and perennial things to do. So one example you may see for local activities, to play mini golf. Upon further investigation, we give specific places you can go, and these are powered by a business's Google business profile. So next, the importance of visual content, an area that really we all love and I think will be most relevant to those watching today. So of course, we love blue links and static photos, and they're so helpful for certain products like Google Images and Google Maps and areas of search, to name a few. But like I said, what I'll focus specifically on is short form video. I asked Gemini if a picture is worth 1,000 words, how much is a video worth? And the most commonly cited source is that a 1-minute video is worth 1.8 million words. So videos really can show more of the vibe and what to expect and really just give you a sense of being there. So we continue to invest in making exploration effortless for users, meeting them where they search with authentic and fresh visual content. Needless to say, our internal and external reports confirm that authentic and fresh visual content drives user engagement. Whether planning their next vacation or brainstorming ideas for one, viewers spend over 25 million hours daily watching travel videos. We are expanding rich and visual experiences across the board, across a broad range of searches and across relevant entry points. So that includes Google Maps, our AI mode, and the Discover. We are especially focused on servicing photos and videos from creators across social platforms, meaning no matter where you're already posting, you're eligible for inclusion in these experiences. And the team is developing new places to showcase these short videos on Google and our AI features. There's a short video tab on search, also discover and now. So we'll be pulling in video from creators, and shown on the screen is the short videos carousel. This is a unit that was initially launched like last year for geopolitical queries like Milwaukee or Green Bay. And since its launch, and in this slide, you can see examples of how this feature now triggers on broader exploratory queries like where to visit in SF and things to do in Austin, in addition to some non-travel related queries as well, like Dancing with the Stars, that I was very much following this year and wanted to see some clips about. So short videos help users find fresh, relatable, and engaging visual content across a broad range of queries. These videos pull from all the content being created across social platforms. We're making the content you create work harder by amplifying it no matter where it was originally posted. And if a user were to say, want to learn more from the ATX drinker on things to do in Austin, if they were to click on that video, it would take them to the originally posted TikTok, giving the original creator the traffic and the views. This year, you may have noticed we also launched a What People Are Saying unit, and that provides users with easy access to social posts created by, across platforms, not just short form video. So this multimedia carousel includes posts, text, long form, and short form videos from across the web. The module triggers on specific merchants or business queries. And you can see here, it really just brings it all together in one place. My tip here is to be sure to geolocation tag whatever place in the most specific way you can to really help us know where the video is about. The last section I'll go through quickly is, I love someone has seen their content in the short videos tab. I feel so excited when I hear from creators that they come across it organically, because for me, I would be so excited. So keep up the good work. The last section I'll go through quickly is how on search we're also amplifying the merchants that make up all these destinations throughout our travel and local experiences, and boosting connections between merchants and prospective customers in an authentic manner. We know the importance of all the businesses that make up particular places and how fun it is to discover somewhere new that you haven't shopped at, eaten at, or visited before. So in the example on the right, you can see how images and videos show up more prominently at the top of the business profile. And on the left, you can see why it's really important. So videos have a real business impact in the form of visits to local businesses and websites. Fun fact is that the average number of photos for a restaurant is 67. 67, you guys, I didn't even do that on purpose. But more important is quality, not quantity. So one thing to consider, knowing that you all are making great content, is posting your short form videos alongside your Google reviews, either your edited version of a review or just the clips to help people understand the vibe or what to expect. We're also mixing what creators are saying with what the businesses are saying. For example, you can see in this screenshot a mix of the What People Are Saying feature I just talked about earlier with a social media updates. Social media updates pulls directly from the business's feed if they've proactively linked their social handles to their Google business profile, giving both a mix of the official voice with the authentic voices of those who are visiting. And before I wrap, I'd be remiss to mention one feature from YouTube, since, as you all probably know, YouTube is part of the Google family. So we're hosting here today this live stream. This feature helps people know about the places that they are considering going. So you can see here, we introduced place pivot pages that collate all the YouTube shorts made about a certain location with one easy to view place. This emphasizes the importance of that geolocation tagging so we can bring all the videos together. I could talk extensively about the power of YouTube, but we'll have to save that for another session. So that's a wrap from me. Thanks so much to the Wanderful team for having me. Hopefully you learned about how Google is evolving and can take away some ideas to enhance your short form videos about the places you visit and live, highlighting where to go, what to do, upcoming events and activities. Thanks again, and have a great new year. think we have a little bit of time if there's general questions. Hopefully I can answer. But yeah, thanks again. It was really great.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much, Farah. There's like so much good info in there. And I feel like I know we just got a couple of comments of like, can we get access to the slide deck? And I'm like, I know, I want to look at that too. So maybe there's a version that you can send along that we can pass on to everyone who registered.
Yeah.
Great. So there's a question coming in from Heather. When we leave reviews with photos and videos on Google, I struggle to see any benefit for us. Mine get millions of views, but zero monetization. Am I missing something?
Yeah, the incentive structure within like the local guides program is different than it is for, the social platforms. Really we see that the main reason that people are posting on Google reviews is because they really find like the passion in the sharing of information with their local communities and get a lot of actual like satisfaction by knowing they are helping others. So that there isn't really a monetization angle right now. So you're not really missing anything, but it's really more of an altruistic reason to be sharing.
That's a cool idea though. Like, down the line, kind of like somebody's comment could be, an authority. So I like that. That's really interesting.
And we're using Google reviews are like so important, especially, and maybe you've seen, we recently launched in Google Maps the ability to ask maps. So it's like an AI feature within Google Maps that brings together all the Google reviews and information that we have from the web in order to help people answer the question. So I actually just used it like literally this week for a hair salon of like, who are the best stylists at the salon based off the reviews and what we can see. So they are super helpful. I would encourage you to keep doing them.
Yeah, cool. No, and she added an additional comment of like, I see the benefit of posting on YouTube and TikTok, and Google can find the video. So that happens too. And then Google reviews are kind of separate.
Exactly.
Cool. Great. Question from Jenny about where we should be uploading photos, and also videos is kind of the secondary question. Is there like a particular area that's better than others that is going to get them visibility?
Yeah, so we are platform agnostic. We are taking really just whatever the best quality and relevant answer is. So there's no preference. Maybe though the question is specifically about Google reviews. If it is, then you're doing that on the Google business profile, like within Google Maps. But if you're just talking about your normal content where you're already posting, you can keep that up. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
Great. Yeah. And Jenny, let us know if that answers or if you had any follow-up questions to that. Michelle has a question about the local guides program that you brought up. Is that something they can sign for? How does that work? What are the details of that?
Totally. So local guides is how we kind of qualify all the people who are reviewing on Google Maps. So if you just go ahead and start reviewing places that you see, you're automatically considered then a local guide. But importantly with that is that there's different tiers. So kind of to the first question of like, what's in it from us if it's not monetization, there are different benefits as you kind of climb the local guide tiering. And the way that you climb that tiering is by answering more questions, being more useful, posting photos and videos. So just getting kind of started in Google Maps is how you become a local guide.
Cool. That's awesome. So it's just like, once you start participating, then then it's going. There's not like
and you can track your progress in your profile on Google Maps.
Cool. Question about, let's see, the Google business. So can we post short videos on our own Google business? I know you can post images. Is video something that you can do?
You can also post videos. So yeah, check it out. If you haven't done it before, you definitely
I'm like, I haven't done that.
Like if you're searching for a business, a restaurant or somewhere to go, we even like categorize them. So you can look at just photos, or you can look at the vibe photos, or you can look at videos. So
cool.
Definitely check it out.
Nice. Great. Bianca says, are there any ways to make videos more likely to be surfaced through search queries?
Good question. So I can give like a few tips. First being the one I already mentioned, being geolocation tagging. That just helps us understand what the video is about, what location. So when someone's searching that location, we know that you have a video about it. So that sort of metadata is super helpful. Additionally, if there is incremental metadata that you want to mention in like the title or description, like you can on YouTube Shorts about, what the video is about, or some more incremental helpful stuff. Like if it's about an upcoming event and you post maybe the time and date, and if there's any other useful information, like that sort of stuff we see as super relevant to the users as they are searching. So it's not like crystal ball, this is what's going to make it happen. But these are just some tips as you can think of, essentially like SEO for your videos.
Right.
Keywords, or if people are searching for something pretty frequently. And knowing that we are expanding that short video unit into multiple different types of queries, I think that just enhances the chance that one of your videos is going to be useful and relevant, especially about maybe upcoming events. It's like, I think this with the holiday season coming up is the perfect thing to talk about, knowing a lot of these events are like annual, maybe Christmas lightings or things like that. Tree lightings, I mean. And if you create a video about it and someone's searching for it, and maybe you haven't yet been to that event, but you have footage from last year, and you say this year's is on this date and this location, like that's super helpful and relevant. So kind of think of how you can be posting proactively as well as reactively.
I think that's really good advice. And it can be really nice to kind of think about it from the perspective of search of, a lot of times back in my day and like the early days of, travel content creation, you kind of posted what you experienced and you posted what you felt. But when you're talking through a Google lens, you want to be thinking about what are people searching for? Like what is the thing that somebody's going to be searching for that then I can create content that then will show up. So like you said, like if we're in December and there's a tree lighting coming up, this would be a really good time to post that because that's what people are searching for at this time. So I think like thinking about it from a little bit more of like a user mentality rather than your own experience mentality can be like a really nice way to kind of make that algorithm work for you.
Yeah. Bianca, I see that you posted that it was helpful. So I'm glad to hear it.
Good. Ooh, this is interesting question. I'm going to throw it to you and tell me what you think. How are you outsmarting TikTok with short video queries and search and being discovered? Outsmarting is a very interesting.
Yeah, I don't really actually maybe know what you mean by that. I think we're just like doing what we've always done, which is super helpful and organizing the world's information, making it universally accessible and useful. I actually saw an interesting statistic recently that was 22% of YouTube Shorts users that are like Gen Z age are not on TikTok or Instagram. And so I think that's like useful to remember. It's like not everyone's on all these platforms. And so by us making sure that we're like collating it and showcasing it when people are nation, we're really just making them aware of what's out there. So I don't know if that exactly answers the question, but we're not really thinking about it as relation to one another, but thinking about how can we be the best Google that we can be.
Well, and for anyone who is interested in specifically in short video, we do have a partnership with YouTube Shorts right now in our member community. And there's a mastermind that we have with the YouTube Shorts team that's coming up. Either the end of January or beginning of February is going to be our next one. And we actually have the team come and sit down and workshop videos with our members. So if that's something that's of interest to you, if you're like, like how to kind of, it's really cool. I mean, it's neat that we're getting that kind of level of access and support. And so if you are kind of looking at the details of, okay, what makes like a video from a granular level work really well, that would be a really great mastermind to attend. But I think it's interesting to think about kind of the evolution of search. And I love the timeline that you kind of gave of like how things came. And I'm like, I remember the JLo dress. That's so wild. Like,
when I say
how it is now.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was gonna say, when I say search is 27 years old, I realize like some members or people watching right now, like it's older than them. And that is just what it is. But it is amazing to really see that evolution. And we're not taking our foot off the gas at any rate. So it's a lot of new features coming out, a lot of really cool AI stuff. But the content that everyone's making helps fuel that. So we're really happy and excited to see more.
I love that. Well, we're at the end of the year, and I know a lot of people are kind of thinking about 2026 goal planning or where their focuses are going to be. And if you had like a piece of advice for a creator of where they should be focusing their time and energy, if they want to be, more relevant in search, if they want to kind of build their audience, like where would you suggest they kind of start spending that time most right now?
It's hard since we have so many different types of creators on the line. I would say continuing to post like what's most relevant for your audience. Something that I say for like good SEO. Like good SEO is really just making good content and us making sure that the right person finds it. And so we don't want you to change anything about the content you're already making. As long as it continues to be helpful to your user base and your followers, then hopefully it'll be more helpful to others and we can help make that connection. So really don't change what you're doing. I think just continuing to make really good content, maybe highlighting some upcoming ideas is always a good one, or making sure to highlight a different perspective on a place that's been visited a bunch. Like we hear this a lot when talking to creators about restaurants. It's like, okay, what's the balance between going to a restaurant that everyone's already been to and creating like more content out of the same place versus like only finding hidden gems or neighborhood favorites that have no videos about them. And what we hear from them is even if it's been to a bunch of places, if it's somewhere that they authentically would go, they're still going to go and they want to post their unique spin on it. Like everyone's ordering, the chocolate croissant, maybe they're going to get the ham and cheese and switch it up. Like they're going to just bring their unique viewpoint. And I think continuing to do that, there's so many voices online that people are following you and you're building a community based off your perspective. So keep that up and don't make any changes based off me. But really we do appreciate everyone's unique voice.
I love that. No, I think that's great advice. We have a couple of quick questions and then we'll wrap after that. But thank you everyone who has sent in questions. These have been really fantastic. I think there are, because we're talking video, there's a lot of questions about things like YouTube Shorts and how things are found. And so Bianca's put in a great question about, findability of a YouTube short versus some other type of video that's on like Instagram or TikTok. If you're posting on YouTube, is that showing up on Google? Is that more likely to show up on Google? Is there any sort of like...
Yeah, there's no preferences. Okay. I can be like incredibly clear. It's an incorrect assumption. It is not going to, be classified any different way. It really is about the content. So we are platform agnostic on search. It really just depends. Is this answering the right question? Do we get the signals that this should be, surfaced? So we're not preferencing any social site over one another. One thing that we talk about, and maybe you guys will in the next YouTube short session too, is just like the different audiences within those platforms are worth considering. And with that, like making content specific for your audience on those different platforms is worth considering. But as it comes to search, we're platform agnostic.
Yeah, because people are using different platforms for different reasons, like a couple of commenters have mentioned. So that's a really good point. And then Jesse has a question about Google Maps, the reviews in Google Maps. So do the images and videos that we add lead back to our websites or channels in some way? It's interesting.
Great question. They don't today. I
love that. Today.
They don't today. That is the answer. But it's something that we hear a lot of, like, it would be great to be able to connect these things. So I think that is the intention of this feedback, is like, it would be nice if they did. So if that is if I'm understanding that correctly, we've heard that feedback before and something that we've told the team. So short answer, no, but useful for us to know.
Where might someone escalate feedback like that, pray tell? Like if we did have ideas, is there a place we could submit that?
I mean, Beth, if you want to bring them
I have some thoughts.
If you have some ideas, send them my way.
I know you have thoughts. I can see it in your brain.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's something that we can figure out for next year.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. We are having everything recorded here. So if there's anything that you wanted to catch, the really great thing, and I'm like not being paid by YouTube to say this. I just love the fact that like we're live streaming on YouTube. You can use that same link and just come back and watch the recording. It's pretty magical. So you can always come on back and watch. We also will have a link sent to all of you who registered on Eventbrite so that you have access to that in your inbox. There'll be some information about Wanderful and membership. I hope you come and be part of our community if you're not already. And we'll also get some slides. We'll send that over to you so that you have all the information that you need. But I hope you found this helpful. I hope this brings to life all sorts of ideas that you've been thinking about. I hope all of your 2026 planning goes perfectly, exactly the way you want. And Farah, thanks so much for taking the time and sharing that with us. That was so great.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Great to have you all here. Have a great rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.